What's going on, everybody? It is the first day of the week here. Starting the camera a little bit late. Really not seeing a single thing today that looks super special. Just really don't have that much trade. I got my typical FANG stocks, but as for gap stocks, I'm really only looking at one, and that is DHR. And as for the others, I'll just be looking for maybe some possible second day plays in previous gappers. But really, other than that, I think it's going to be a somewhat simple day, I guess. Obviously, every time I say that, it never is. But I've been changing a lot of things lately. I think I'll just start with my goals for today. My goals, I want to start implementing my new profit taking strategy rather. And then if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just look at my Twitter post for the weekly review, and I talk about it in there. And on the other end of things, I want to start starting with 100 shares of risk and then adding very quickly if given the opportunity to add very quickly if the trade is working in my favor. So instead of just risking 200 straight from the start, I want to start with 100 and then look to add aggressively for that extra 100. Because in some of these cases with these trades I've been taking, I go in full size and then the trade never really kicks off. It never goes anywhere in my favor, so there's no point in having $200 worth of risk right from the start when you're just not in an ideal trade. So just looking to save money in that way. I obviously have no idea how it's going to turn out, but I feel like it's a smart way to start moving forward a little bit, so we'll just have to see from that point here. DHR actually not looking terrible here. Possible gap and go if it fails. SPY's been moving up. We are entering the SPY territory where it was that giant W that failed, so this 180, 180, area, it's going to be massive. Well, can't say for sure, but would expect it to be 181.22 is what we're looking at. So the SPY gets 40 more cents up here. We're gonna start seeing that test finally. So we'll see what happens. DHR is not failing here, and it's a good spot for it to not fail. See what happens. This might be give me a chance here to finally enter in long on a failed breakdown here. See what happens if it breaks this 50. I think if it breaks 50, gets bought back up. It's 34. So it needs to get into 30, but this 50 is holding pretty strong here. If it does break, I think we're gonna see a pretty big drop. FANG stocks are blasting off right now. Just popping up. Back down to the 30s underneath. Not the whole number. I don't know. I'm not liking it. Not getting bought back up, so I don't think there's a trade. SPY's holding higher a little bit here. Just looking for opening range plays now. Some of these FANG stocks just making giant wicks. Well, DHR is definitely not going to give me a good one. Facebook. Excuse me. Facebook's a trap. It's going right into a pretty big daily spot. Man. Seeing some strength today. Apple's a little iffy here. It's not at any resistance points here. I think I might go for this one over, what was this, 04? Yeah, nothing else is too good here. SPY's still trying to move up. Yeah, Facebook's definitely not looking too strong. Got right up to the trap level, the next resistance. Low volume too. It was really bottoming pretty nice here. There might be a trap trader situation, but I need to give it a little more time. Pops under 70, can buy it back. Bob is still moving up pretty strong. Alright, I'm gonna look for a fake breakdown here. I'm liking Apple right now. So let's see, if I want to go for just $100 risk right from the start, might end up being something like 10 cents. 1,000 shares. I want to get 800, so we'll go 800, see what happens. That wasn't anything. Ooh, SPY right now. Nope, I think we're gonna go to VWAP. SPY failed to move higher and it's dropping pretty hard. Alright, so now we're looking at VWAP tests. Definitely nothing wrong with that. So we got our first test. I hate to count this as a second test. It just feels too early. Alright, now we got a decent bounce. We'll give it another shot right now. If it comes back again. Ooh, this is at a good level to hold too. Hopefully we get it. SPY's pulling up here. Hate to see it leave without me, but it's kind of what it's looking like. SPY pulling up. Facebook's trying to get above that level. Didn't blast off or anything, but it's just kind of slowly sitting there. Netflix taking off. Alright, SPY new high day. And none of these FANG stocks are sitting at any significant levels. So I really just don't have a trade right now. Yeah, I got nothing. So Baba's really interesting right now. The market is tanking, but Baba just seems to find some strength here. I mean, sellers just can't quite seem to take over here, so I want to give it a little bit more time, because obviously the market can turn around any point too here. I mean, everything's really weak, but Baba is really strong, so I'm not so convinced here that Baba's going to end up being a good short. Rather, I think it might actually be a pretty decent long here. Didn't really get a significant volume on this breakout here, but it's coming back to a really nice level and holding, so I think I'm going to give it a little bit of time here. We'll see what happens. So we flashed under to 46. First test here, definitely not seeing a lot of selling. Now I'm seeing a lot of selling. See how low it gets. Need to see buying come into this now. Yeah, we ain't looking too good. The other issue is the 9 EMA is going to be right here underneath. What is that, 15? Is that 15? Yeah, it's at 15, so 9's not in play yet. Just a weird spot again. I pulled back too far. Alright, Baba's coming down here to this 50. I'm going to look for a test here and get long in front of it. If we come and touch 50, I want to get in. Stop will just be underneath this 30. Market's getting ready to make another downturn here. I'm seeing some big sells now. Alright, might need to give it more than just one attempt at a tail. Buyer steps up there. So SPY just made a new low a day and it's failing. It looks like it's getting bought back up here. Tick is making new lows though, and the advanced decline is just plummeting right now. I'm seeing a ton of selling going on in here. I might lose it. If it is going to be a good short, I'll look for a pullback to short it, but I don't trust it for a short breakdown. Yeah, SPY's getting bought up here. I'm going for this. I'm in a little bit. Stop's still going to be underneath this 30. So I could probably look to add 200 at some point. SPY's pulling up pretty good here. No way. There's good volume on that. I mean, if it loses this 50 here, if it can reclaim the 50, that's what we're looking for. But if it bounces off of the 50, it might be time to get out here. SPY's pulling up pretty good right now. SPY's pulling up really good right now. Now Bob is not following it though, and that's the problem. Still got 32. Okay, there it is. 800 stop is going to be underneath that 32 still. First spot to check is going to be this 82.90. Wow, SPY just massive, huge green candle here. I guess first test is going to be 80, but we'll see what happens. Just gotta give it the chance. We wait. Actually, I guess I have to reduce my stop now. Well, we reclaimed it. Volume's not super spectacular here. Tick's starting to make new highs. I'm out. It ticked me out. Well, that's really annoying. That was I don't know. I think the warning case here was after it failed this. Yeah, watch it now. Want to finally go higher. I think I'm gonna have to wait for a breakout and look for pullbacks. Okay, Apple broke out pretty strong here. It's starting to hold above this 40 level. I'm really liking how it's just low volume pullback here. It's giving me a pretty decent spot for a stop loss here, but it's not exactly the best spot I'd like to see. I mean, it can still want to pull back to the 30s. SPY is sitting higher. It went up to that 20, and it's holding around it, not necessarily above it. But I'm looking for an Apple long here. I think that might be it right there. I don't know. Oh, it's just not in an ideal spot yet. I think I need to give more time. Okay, I think ultimately I'm looking at Tesla for a long here. It's looking the best. It's sitting above certain daily levels. SPY's getting ready to make another push higher here. I don't think I'm going to get my entry though. I'm wanting to see it at least by the 20s. Stop would be underneath the whole number here. 50's taking a lot. Man, look at that, 50. Huh. Yeah, I like to see some kind of pullback here first. See where it gets. God knows if I'll get filled. Oh, here we go. Just look for a pullback if everything is fine. I'm gonna take this. Stop's still gonna be underneath here. Okay, well, it's failing already, I guess. Fine. Oh, it did take above. It got to that 5 up there and it failed again. I didn't even see that. SPY's about to make another new high day. Because this 302 is a really big level for Tesla. It's been trading around it for quite some time. We had a decent little push here. Thought we might see some more from it. We're still getting bought up here. SPY's still making new high a day. Killing me. Netflix is breaking out. I'm going to look for a pullback to hold to get in. Okay, I'm looking at Tesla here. It absolutely failed that down move that it just, or that up move that it just had here. The market looks like it's getting ready to turn and head lower again. Thinking Tesla still got some more downside in it after that initial push here. We're just kind of coming back to view. I've been testing a little higher, seeing what we can do with this 50, and it looks like we're failing so far. And that moved a little bit too fast for me. Stop would be at 73, 74. I'm gonna miss it. Come on, man. Come back to it. Okay, actually, on the opposite end of things here, Netflix had that really nice breakout long. Looks like got above these levels here. It's not holding above this 50, but I'm wanting to see it at VWAP, or at least the whole number here. But the market's getting ready to turn lower, so I'm not sure it's a great idea to be hopping in along at the moment. So Apple's back to this level again, this 35. So originally it broke out from a triangle up in here. Pulled back a little bit, bounced off of it really nicely. Came up again, made a new high, but we're pulling back pretty deep this time. Regardless, we got this moving average, or not the moving average, the trend line kind of acting as support. I mean, it's really not breaking down right now. The market attempted to move lower. It didn't find a new bottom, and it looks like it's pulling up here. This volume is really big on Apple, but the volume is big and price didn't go anywhere. So that's kind of telling me that it wants to move higher still. I'm taking this. I'm going to get in here. Stop is going to be underneath. Looks like 32. Yeah, we need to start doing something now rather than later. trying. But it looks like we're not going to be trying for long. Looks like the market's getting ready to drop down a little lower again here. We still got this 281 to hold here. Let's see if Apple keeps wanting to hold this spot. Really don't have a new triangle to draw here. There it is. Hey, damn dude. Netflix did end up holding that spot. I definitely lost a chance on Tesla. Facebook not doing anything. Nvidia really not doing anything. Baba's been pretty tricky. Baba's just can't really choose a direction here. Still failing every which way. I like where Netflix is at. But I really don't like the volume on the recovery. But I said that the previous time and it ended up working out anyway. I mean, it's still holding. It bounced right off of a spot that it should be holding from. I mean, maybe. See what happens right now. If this gets bought back up, I could probably get something in the 20s, stop at about 85, so about 40 cents a risk, so 250. Or we'll just lose it. Okay, I'm watching Tesla here. It broke down pretty nicely here. Came up 300 once and tapped off of it. Just waiting to see if it'll give me one more shot at that 300 to get something short going. Spy's at view app right now and it just failed to break down underneath. Nope. Alright, so Netflix had that breakdown from that triangle. Well, I guess failed break up, turning into a nice breakdown. It's kind of finding a bottom here. I'm thinking that we could get a trap trader situation here. And the market's too strong right now. Alright, I'm looking at Baba here. We are finally starting to turn the corner here. Spy is failing to hold above these levels, these big levels. Same with Baba. I mean, we've had like multiple failed breakout attempts higher here. It might just be finally giving me a good stop loss to work with here. Main thing here is I just don't want to be too early. But I also don't want to be too late, so I mean, as soon as I get this trigger, I need to go for it here. Spy still hasn't lost view app yet, but it is holding lower. Volume is clearly on the seller's favor here. Tick is just now making new lows. The NYSE is starting to move up a little bit. Advanced decline's moving lower. VIX moved up a little bit, but now is relatively flat. This isn't enough of a test yet. Well, I can't say that. Look at that volume. That's super, super, super low. going to get in this. Stop is going to be at the 75 though. I mean, depending on what happens in the next little bit here. If we do make a little pop above this 50 and start failing here, I'll look to add more, but for now, stop is going to be at the 75. I'm growing a little bit here. I think 37 would be the trigger here. 37 I will add in another 300. So then I'll have 600 with an average cost of about 40. Stop is about 50 cents above. So yeah, I probably can go 400 then. Spy's just looking better and better here. Just need to see Baba follow along. Smells like it's trying to lose it. Yeah, 30, 38, 37, 39-ish. Looking like a much better spot here. The Spy needs to lose it. Fine, just read the situation. Not a ton of buying here. Under 40s, I'm in the rest. Spy's looking pretty good here for some downside. Need to see it. Yeah, if we turn here, this is looking really good. But we need to turn here. IQ is definitely helping. Queb is helping. Now we just need the Spy to give up finally. Spy's trying to make a new low right now. Oh, shoot. It's close. It's very close. Taking this. Step's going to be 800 at that 54. Give it a little bit more. Pretty big size, and I'm not even a full $200 risk, so that's definitely really good. I'm only risking maybe $100 right now. Ugh. Just need to see some continuation here. We need to go. It's just gonna fake me out again here. You know, previously whenever I was taking these shorts on the SPY, then they worked really well. They worked really well, and they worked immediately. So I'm pretty fortunate I got a super tight stop here. Just waiting. Not what I want to see. That is what I want to see. We gotta go. Unreal, man. Just not catching a break. Not a bad trade. Touch 52 if we get above 53. This is like it's not a breakout, so there's no pullbacks yet. But just trying to read the volume here. I mean, they look fine. SPY just can't do it. If I get an opportunity to get out close to break even, I'm doing it. I might just get stopped out here though. Yep. Could end up being a good long, but it's another case of wait for the breakout first. So seeing something really interesting here in BABA. We're seeing this big volume increase here as we're getting lower into VWAP again, but price isn't really going anywhere. Since the SPY finally did decide to give up here, starting to think that BABA is shaping up to be a better long, if anything. BABA's also trading at 2 times its relative volume, which definitely makes a difference here. Which is probably also why it's not responding that well to the market. Alright, looking at Facebook here, so kind of somewhat made this triangle down here. Trend line here over here, trend line coming down on this. So it's failed to break down. It's held this 70 really nicely. At the same time though, it's trying to get above this and it just seems to be failing to do it. The SPY seems to have found a bottom here, so it's struggling to get underneath this 40, and clearly it's acting as really good support. So, and Facebook this entire time has been pretty strong. It just has not failed whatsoever. So I'm thinking that if we can get above here, we might be able to finally start making some upward moves. So I'm only on 500 for now. Stop is going to be, looks like just underneath the 80. I mean, just looking at the volume candles, you know, and it's just telling me that the bulls are more in control here. So I'm thinking that we can get a nice move. But this will be a waiting game, obviously. I mean, that's really all I can see here. I'll look to add 300 at some point. Obviously we gotta hold above the whole number next. Spy, I don't know. Could go either way here. See what happens. I mean, tick charts are just not telling me that we're this weak right now. We've been making new highs and failing to make new lows. That's a good sign. It's a big good sign. We're coming up on the hour here. Plenty of spots to hold here, if we're gonna hold. Jeez, man. And I'm out. Hey everybody, so I am not going to do a recap of my trades. Instead, I'm just going to show you this. Pause the video if you want, look at the Twitter if you want. Obviously, you've seen the trades through the video, so if you really do want to watch them, you can go ahead. If not, just read the recap, see what I think about things and stuff, and we'll just go from there. I'll be back tomorrow.